Hello, Barb. How are you?
I'm well, thanks, Edgar. How are
Good.
you?
Is this the first time you do a recording like
It
this?
is. It's definitely the first time.
So, first time for everything. We sit in your garden.
Yes.
Lovely garden. You love it?
I love my garden,
You love your
yes.
garden. I know you got dogs here and a chook
Yeah.
and
Let's just hope they're quiet.
yeah, that should be okay. So, Barb, thank you very much for being available for this interview. So, you've been coming to the Living Grace Church for more than a year now, is it?
Yeah. Probably since January 2000.
That long?
Yeah, it's that long.
Ah, so it's more than 2 years.
Yes.
I didn't even know. So time flies.
It does.
So, and I have to say, ever since you came, your story has intrigued me because I think we caught up the second Sunday you were in church, and we're just chatting, and you said, you were not actually a Christian and never gone to church, and
Yeah,
you know,
never ever knew anything about church
yeah,
until after I stopped drinking. I was so sick
yeah,
and just so lost.
yeah,
And just one day I just begged God for help. I said, please just help me.
yes,
And I woke up that morning and I had no headache. The first time I'd had no headache within 4 weeks.
okay.
And inside me didn't feel alone.
Wow. Yeah, so
I
that's
didn't.
new to me as well. So there'll be lots of things new to me. So, but just from the beginning, so you shared even last Sunday in church, you've been an alcoholic for how many years?
35 years.
30. What does that look like? Did people pick up on that,
Oh
or
yeah,
you?
I was a very open alcoholic.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And just everywhere I went, I carried my esky with me, and
Yes.
yeah,
But you were functioning? Like,
yeah. I
yeah.
worked for the whole
Oh, you worked for
time,
the
and
whole time.
yeah,
You were a good mum.
yeah.
Just like, so how did they react and respond to that?
Well, now some of my really dear friends are like, "Oh, we're so pleased that the appendage is gone,"
Oh, yeah.
with meaning my esky, and
Yes.
yeah. And to start off with, it was like that. Whereas now they're finding more of a peace with me.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
easy. And your daughter, she's happy about that as well. The
Uh,
appendix is gone.
Yeah, both of my daughters are really happy there.
Okay.
Yeah, much
So,
more active.
so 35 years is a very long time.
Yes.
So it really had a hook in you. What did anything prompt a change?
Yeah, I have chronic back pain,
Oh, yeah.
and the doctor had told me that if I don't, a very good doctor had told me if I don't stop drinking, that I was going to be in a nursing home within 6 months.
Because your body could no longer
Yeah,
take it.
that's where my body was just all breaking down, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and obviously,
Yes.
that long it would have to be.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I didn't really worry about my health
Yeah.
at all.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so that prompted you into action.
Yeah.
And what did you do in response?
I run a friend of mine who was in AA,
Yeah.
and I'd known her for 14 years with working with her.
Yeah.
And she come and picked me up and took me to an AA meeting,
Okay.
and I thought my life was over.
Why? Because it was so hard.
I was just like, oh my, what am I going to do? No alcohol. What am I going to do?
Yeah, because it fills your day and
Yeah.
so,
So much time because the first 3 weeks I was just so sick
yeah.
that nothing.
Oh, did you already cry out to God then before you went to AA?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
even like, so obviously something's been keeping me alive all this time.
Yes.
But I wasn't open to that. So it was about 3 weeks in when I just begged for something, just take this away, my emptiness,
Yes.
just aloneness.
So 3 weeks in with AA meetings, or
I did 3 AA meetings a day.
yeah, a day.
Yeah. So they say to do 90 meetings in the first 90, a meeting a day for the first 90 days. So I of course have to do things really well. I'd done
Yeah.
3 meetings a day for the first 90 days.
Wow. And when did you start crying out to God then?
It was then when I at about 3 week period, and then that day
Okay.
I went to church. I went to AA, and Randall was there speaking on his church.
Oh, Randall, his
Randall,
friend,
yes, he
goes
was in
to Living
AA.
Grace as well, and he was at the AA meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, did he talk about the church at the AA
He
meeting?
was talking about his church, and he said how he had found God through his church, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and I still to this day cannot tell you what prompted me to say, okay, Randall, can I come with you?
Oh, yeah.
Afterwards, I thought to myself, what have I done?
Yeah, what if you... But you cried out to God before that,
Yeah,
didn't you?
yeah.
So, was there... I think I remember you said there was a particular time in an AA meeting where you surrendered to God. Is that what everyone does?
Not everybody, I guess, but some do. You just get so lost within yourself and self pity, and
Yes.
yeah, trying to get back to like being a normal not reactive,
Yeah.
normal function person is very hard.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is. Oh, to change. Yeah, to
yeah,
be under that addiction and be controlled by that, and
yeah,
suddenly your life is different and
yeah.
you make different choices. But
And we are prompted to ask God
yes, to
for
help.
to help.
Yeah,
Yeah, but some people don't go that way. Whereas, like for myself,
you did.
as soon as I called out for God, He's been with me ever since.
So you had an experience. You called out to God. You didn't actually quite know Him,
No.
but you thought there was a God and you needed help. And you. So what was the? How did you know that God was with you?
The first day without having the headache was really my first, and just not feeling so alone, like that
Yes.
emptiness,
Okay. So
absolute emptiness,
yes.
and I I would get prompted to do things just for no reason.
So you already felt a leading, a guiding from
Yeah, like
Him.
just things like even asking to go to church,
Yes.
and
Yeah, you so recognize you got God's hand on that.
yes,
But,
yeah,
Barbara, I just need to get that clear in my mind. So you prayed that prayer in one of the AA meetings, but when you cried out to God to take away the pain, that was a bit later.
yeah,
But already when you prayed in the AA meeting, you had a sense that God heard you?
yeah. I did, but I was still resistant. I was still had my alcoholic mind,
Yeah, yeah.
and still
What's an alcoholic
resistant.
mind?
That very self-centered.
Ah,
Yeah, very very self-centered.
I haven't
Yeah,
experienced you like that at all. But seriously, under that
yeah,
addiction, it's all about you.
yeah,
You
definitely. And where you're getting your next drink from, and as long as you can have alcohol, it doesn't matter what else happens in the world.
Wow, that's a huge life change.
Yeah,
Now
definitely.
I experience you whenever we have a get together. You bring the food and like you just before you asked me about someone else in hospital. Like
Yeah,
you actually have a big heart.
yeah, I do now.
Yeah,
Yes,
but you didn't.
and I didn't realize how self-absorbed I was.
Yeah,
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 until now I can sit back and just even realizing what God's created. Like I can just
yeah,
enjoy it.
yes,
Whereas before it was just like, oh, it's raining today. Yep.
yeah. But alcohol was really just
Yeah,
so focused.
that's right.
So, okay, then, you prayed and God took away the pain, the loneliness stuff. And then it happened. So, church, that was the next step. And, I remember the second Sunday you were there, I asked you, so you're not a Christian. Why are you back?
Yep.
You remember what you answered?
No.
You
God
know,
told me to.
God told me. No, actually, I remember what you said. Back then you said, it's so peaceful here.
Yes, it was too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so you felt that peace.
As soon as when some Sunday mornings, because I always look forward to morning chat.
Yes.
So I get up and
Are you actually watching the chat?
yes, I
Yes.
get up and I'm just so at peace that day.
Yes.
And normally because Saturday night I'll always be like, oh God, it's the day tomorrow, yay!
Yeah, yeah. Sunday, can't
Yeah,
wait.
yeah.
Yes.
So like all like yay, 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 and I always know whether I'm gonna have God right inside of me that day.
Oh
He's
yeah.
always with me, but
Yeah,
some
yeah.
days there's just something that maybe I need to tell somebody or
Oh yeah, yeah.
something.
Oh, you feel a prompting,
Yeah,
like yeah.
Yeah, when one of our belong people
Yeah.
were praying, I had to tell him that God was with him then, and I, God wouldn't leave me alone until I
Until you said
tied
it.
him. Yeah, because I just kept on trying to ignore it. I'm going, no, no.
It's amazing how clearly you hear God. You know, so many Christians, they're Christians for years,
I know.
and they don't get that.
I'm so blessed.
Yeah, so blessed. So, okay, you're really excited on Sunday. So you felt the peace. You know, the peace brought you back, and you had a sense that it was God.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you knew that. And I remember a few weeks back, like almost as an afterthought, you said to me, "Ah, and whenever I'm here, my back doesn't hurt."
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
So why do you think that is?
I don't know. I wish he could fix it all the time for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. But I think it's just
It's so
in the presence
relaxed.
of God, it just
Yeah.
goes away,
And just so relaxed.
relaxed, peaceful.
Yeah.
I give you a little break and I just check on. How was that? How professional was that?
I don't know.
So it's working. Yeah, I was pretty excited about that. Um, how was your experience not actually knowing any Christian teaching or teaching on God? Listening to you, that never got in the way.
No, I don't think it needed to.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I'm still wanting to learn,
Yes.
but I don't think I need to learn to have God with me.
That's true. And yet you're learning all the time.
Yes, like
You've
I
done 2
do.
courses now, and you're learning heaps, and you're talking. You know, God actually set it up that at Living Grace, one of your closest lifelong friends ends up in the church as well.
Yeah, that's right.
And she actually has been a Christian for a long time,
Yeah,
and so she's teaching you a
Yeah.
fair bit.
that's right. She's great. You can learn heaps from
Yeah,
her.
yeah. So
Yeah.
learning is good. But I was really intrigued because really all that was required was you knew there was a God and you cried out to him. You didn't quite have to know what exactly he's like. You just needed help from him, and he answered.
And because he's still with me, I feel that he's never going to go. For some reason, he's just helping me for some reason, and I'm not sure what it is yet, but I'll find out.
Oh, you think there's more purpose
I
for your
think there's
life?
going to be more purpose. It's just I haven't got there yet. I
Yes.
needs to learn more and
Yeah.
listen more.
Listen more, grow more. But I think he's already using you. What's the reaction of people when they see you now?
My family think I'm completely lost it. No, they're not that bad. Because no one's religious. Even when I got married under a gum tree.
Ah, yes.
Because they told me that I had to get christened or baptized in
yeah.
a Lutheran church.
Otherwise you couldn't
Couldn't
be
get
married?
married. So I said, well, no way I'm doing that.
Ah.
So yeah, it's a definite change for people.
Yeah. But, you know, they're happy that you're not drinking.
Definitely.
But are they remarking on your change in another way?
Definitely like in personality as well.
Yeah.
With just the calmness and just the demeanor of the way I am now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't feel any need to speak to people
Yeah.
badly or
Yeah.
because there's no need to.
Yes.
It's already done. There's no need
Yes.
to
Yes.
do that.
Yes.
And no need to tell people what to do all the time because it's already done.
Wow. Wow, I can probe. It's just peace. You're at peace.
Definitely.
Very, very much at peace. And there's a compassion in you. There's a love there for people as well. When I look at you, I think you're glowing. Has anyone ever said that to you?
Yeah. Sandy's daughter tells me that she can see God in me.
Yeah, like you're just looking at you. Something is different. So do you find people respond positively to that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. Even when I go shopping, the other day after Belong, I went shopping,
Yeah.
and the amount of people that just stopped to talk to me for no apparent reason,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sitting there, yep, of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, as I do, yeah, and
Because it's attractive.
yeah,
So
a
people
lady
are
come
attracted
and
to it.
asked me for did I know where a cardigan was?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we're
Okay.
talking about a cardigan, and
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. There you are.
yeah, just all these random things happen to me
Yeah.
now. Mm,
So
yeah,
random God things.
yeah,
So I remember, when you were there so early, a few Sundays into it, I was preaching on the Holy Spirit, and and I knew that everything that I was preaching was brand new to you, and I thought, oh man, it's a bit complicated for you to take it all in. But then I offered prayer to actually receive it, and you came forward, and I just stood in front of you, and I just knew that in 30 seconds I had no chance really to explain everything to you, like, but you didn't worry about it. No, I just said,
no,
oh, you receive prayer, you get the Holy Spirit.
because
And
God's told me to trust you, so that's it. Doesn't matter. See what's happened.
serious, God actually spoke to you.
Yes, he said like that. It'll be the man at the front that I was supposed to listen to.
When did he say
Which
that?
that was when I first come to church with
Ah,
Randall the first week, because I didn't know then
and
at
it
the
was my
time.
turn to preach at
Yeah,
the
you
time.
were preaching at the
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
but you were both there. Like there was lots of people
yeah,
backwards and
yeah,
forwards
yeah,
and stuff. So I was very confused.
yeah.
It took me a while to
Yes, of
get
course.
who it was,
Yeah.
and yeah.
But was it an inner voice or just an impression that you
No, it's
felt
like little bubbles. He shows me in little bubbles.
visibly? Is it written on the
Yeah, written
bubbles?
on bubbles.
Seriously, that's new to me as well. Like
I'm pretty lucky I have bubbles too.
I know some people, some prophetic people, they see, they can read it off the wall what God is saying,
Yeah.
and you see the bubbles inside, and you can read what it
Read what it
says.
says.
And
Yeah.
then the word said, "Trust the man up front."
Yeah. Pretty simple.
It's pretty simple. That's nice of God to say. But then, you came forward and you didn't understand quite everything, but you said, okay, I can trust, it's safe. And you received. I
Yeah.
remember. Back you went. And then I think you texted me in the afternoon.
That's right.
What did you say?
It's still light or something.
Yeah,
Still
yeah,
light
yeah.
as a cloud.
Yeah,
Or...
light as a feather or something like that. So you still felt the effect. And
Yeah.
it's
And
so.
if I'm going to, what do you call it when you get blessed? When you fall
Oh,
over.
fall over.
Fall over.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Sunday morning,
Yeah.
I know that I'm going to go and be blessed and fall over that morning.
Oh, you knew beforehand?
Not that day.
No, not that day.
I didn't have understand
Yeah,
enough
yeah.
then.
But now you
but
do.
now I know.
So is it going to happen next Sunday?
I don't know yet. I got to wait till Sunday.
Because Dirk got things planned for Sunday. Wow. So
Yeah.
how secure are you in your new life, you think?
Oh, very.
Very. You feel like very solid in it?
Very solid. I don't want one thing to change in my life.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to see where God's leading me
Yeah.
and see
Yeah.
what my next journey will be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Life's another journey and another journey and another
Yes,
journey.
yeah. And there's more to come. And
Yeah, because I used to be just so bitter.
oh
We
yeah.
had so much cancer in our family, and I
Yeah.
was so bitter
Yeah.
and bitter against God for taking all
Yeah.
the people, and
Yeah.
just bitter.
Yeah.
Such a bitter
Even
person.
against God.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
all gone now.
Yeah.
Like, see, I've never got to know you beforehand. All of that is it's hard to believe now.
Yeah, I
just know
know.
the new Barb. And probably the Barb that you're now, that was already always in you. And the alcohol just took over.
Clouded
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God always made you like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only I was too silly to accept it as well.
Yeah. I find it fascinating how prophetic you are. Like you hear God, and on Easter Sunday, or there's an outreach event at the university, and the question is, the Christian faith, it's about the resurrection of Jesus. He rose from the dead. He conquered death. He's alive. How do you prove it? You know?
I'll have
What
to
would you answer?
ask.
How do you? Oh, okay, that's an interesting answer. So
Yeah.
if someone asks you, Barb, prove to me that there is a God, what would you say?
So I'll have to ask about that, and I'll get back to you in a couple of days.
That's a very smart answer. That's so like I could go home and ask my wife. But what would you say? What was it for you?
um, Again, I don't need proof. So for me, I can't answer that for someone else because I
Yeah,
don't need
yeah.
anything to be validated for myself.
See, listening to you, the way I would think that you would answer the question is just call out to him, and he will answer, and you will know. Because when he answered you, when there was a response, you knew there was a God.
Yeah,
And then when he took away the pain and the loneliness, you knew that it was God. And then when you went to the church, you felt the peace.
yeah,
You had experiences with him.
yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah,
ultimately that?
yes, well, I would, but if
Yeah,
somebody actually asked me, yeah,
yeah,
I don't know what I'd say for them because,
yes,
yeah, because I don't need that. Like, I just know, so.
yeah, you know. But I wonder that whether it's for them and for everyone, it's the same. Call out to God, seek Him, and God will reveal Himself to you. Because you can't talk anyone into it.
Yeah,
So,
and I don't think I'm special.
no,
It's
you are special. But
but
but according to the Bible, I think that's, people experience something of
yeah,
God. Because I used your testimony last Saturday, so just a few days ago, because we did the Alpha course and it was the Holy Spirit weekend. And there was a guy there, a scientist. He's done the Alpha three times now. That was his third time of Alpha. And I basically just gently said to him that his mind was in the way. He thought that he has to figure out everything about God, everything about the Holy Spirit, everything about everything before he can surrender himself to actually meet God.
yep.
You know what I mean? And I said, look, that's one way. That's really, really difficult. And then I talked about you. You were exactly the opposite.
Opposite, yeah.
You didn't insist on having to know all that much. It was enough to know that there is a God
Yep.
and that He responds to you,
Yep.
isn't it?
I don't understand his train of thinking because
Yeah.
that's very strange to me.
Yeah.
I just believe if you ask and if you truly ask,
Yeah. Yeah, if you truly ask,
yeah,
He will respond.
yeah,
Yeah.
not just go, God,
Yes.
but like truly ask.
Yeah, so you think that's important, that
definitely.
everything in you is actually
Yep.
behind the prayer?
Yep,
Okay.
you have to truly ask, not.
Yeah. So you're
Not
already
just
teaching,
half-hearted.
Barb. You already know things. Why do you think that is?
I don't guess God's told me that as well by what He's done for me,
Yeah,
by like how He's shown me,
yeah,
by following what He's telling me to do, and
yeah.
obviously something's working, so I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
going
yeah.
to change it.
Yeah. You're not changing it like God is responding.
Yeah.
But the Bible would agree with you, because a wholehearted, passionate prayer is honoring Him. We are not hedging our bets. We don't
Yes.
say, "Oh God, yeah," but we've got Plan B and Plan C and
That's
stuff
right.
like that.
Yeah, and well, I think for me that's what I do
Yeah.
is every day is just for God now.
For every day it's for God. You live for God.
Yeah.
So do you start your day like this?
Every day, every morning when I wake up, I always say, "Thanks God for being awake."
How good is that?
Then I go about my morning work and everything else, and
Yeah.
yeah, usually we have a bit of a talk while I'm doing cleaning by myself. So
Yeah.
yeah, I have a peaceful job as well, so
Yeah. You got time for that.
I'm
and
very
you can
lucky that
pray.
way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Barb, it's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Yes.
Thank you just for being available and just not being shy about making it public. And God bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you. Okay. Bye, everyone.